My name's Natasha Ennin and I live in the London Borough of Southwark. If you ask me where I'm from, I'm going to tell you I'm Ghanaian British. Today I'm in a special place. I'm in a special place mentally, physically and spiritually. So today I'm also at 231 Old Kent Road. Today I'm going to talk to you about a bit about what I do. I'm a local Labour councillor, newly elected. I'm a generalist advice caseworker. And I'm also Deputy Cabinet for Diversity. Becoming a Labour councillor for me was a journey. It was about being resourceful and being resilient. Last year, in February 2021, I lost my younger sister Florence to cancer. She fought a battle against lymphoma, and her being 32, leaving 2 children behind, I just remember the thing that she told me. She told me to go for everything I really wanted. And I was inspired. So becoming a Labour councillor was really about actually building my own resilience and saying that I could create a breakthrough moment by creating a legacy that was big enough for me and my sister Florence. And part of that legacy is being a Labour councillor and going on to do things that invest in our community so we can talk about things that we need to heal about. The significance of me being a Labour councillor and being here today, this exhibition it's called A Seat at the Table, and today celebrates the 35th year of the Black sections, the Black Vote. So in 1987, we saw 4 Black MPs elected. Keith Vaz of Asian descent, Paul Boateng of dual heritage, Ghanaian descent, Bernie Grant, an activist, stood up and spoke about the trade unions, and Diana Abbott, who we know is still about today, who was the first African Caribbean female MP in Parliament. So the significance for me is that the Labour Party has encouraged and embraced African and Caribbean candidates.
How important is it for black and brown people to have a seat at the table?
Oh, it's fundamental. One of the things the exhibition speaks to, it's about what does a seat at the table mean to you? Because it means different things to different people. You can see that for example, Bill Morris, he didn't want to be known by his racial identity. He wanted to be known because he was the best man for the job. But there was some activities with the trade unions where black and brown peoples were fighting to say we want equal rights. And now we're in a position today where trade unions acknowledge us for who we are and accept us. But there was a struggle, you know? So for him to actually be the first black person to actually have a seat at the table, it's significant. And then when you look at the likes of Lord Archer, people that were, he wasn't allowed to actually take his seat, but do you know what? He created one. And he supported other candidates to get through. So the seat at the table for me is all about how different people want to achieve that. We're exhibiting pieces today by Selena Carty, Black Poppy Rose. This is about acknowledging that African and Caribbean and Indigenous Asians and Pacific Islanders have contributed to the war. We contributed to the great empire. But how often are our ancestors' names called? So Selena has created another seat at the table. She didn't join somebody, she created one. And that's to be applauded and commended, and I recommend this. You know, so a seat at the table means different things to different people, but we must continue to focus on whether we want to sit at the current seats that exist or we want to create new ones. So as you know, the focus of this piece is about, you know, Southwark Together civic leadership program. So in this election, we've got 52 Labour councillors, 21 are BME. Happy to say all 4 deputy cabinet roles, including mine, we are all BME candidates. But most importantly, it's about actually getting African and Caribbean people into leadership roles across our communities. And for me, that's about creating a seat in whichever way you can. I learned about the importance of people power and being real. One of the things that I always do is be authentic. So I like to express my vulnerability. I like to show my resourcefulness and demonstrate resilience, not through word, but by action. And people power has actually really showed itself today, because we've seen a number of people walk through this building to celebrate the wonderful contributions of British blacks in politics. I think that the intergenerational aspect speaks for itself. If you look at the pieces that are on exhibition today, we've started at the 16th century, so we've seen some people that gained their seat at the table through biology. So we've got James Townsend, Henry York. These are all people of dual heritage, actually plantation owners' sons, black women not named, but their offsprings gained a seat at the table through the wealth of their fathers. And it's created a legacy for us because we know now about these women. We may not know their names, but we know who they are by their sons. So for me, young people are important because they create an intergenerational space where they have an opportunity to learn from other people. So we've had Aubrey Graham in the building today. We had Inez and Colin Hunt that spoke about social activism in the 60s and 70s, you know, and we've got young people that were born in the 2000s. So they can share and exchange commonalities and differences. And I think it's important. And it's important for them to begin to think about how do they create or take seats at the table? And that's what the Civic Leadership Program really speaks to. It speaks to understanding opportunities that are available to you. If you don't ask questions, if you don't research, you won't know what's out there, because there are opportunities out there, but you actually have to be interested. And it's about creating the interest for young people and creating events that are stimulating, well organized, and well attended. You can find details about me on Southwark Council's website. You can also find out more information about the projects that I'm doing by contacting the Southwark Black Parents Forum. They host a series of workshops and I'm heavily involved in that project. I'd like to say a big shout out to Parasol Creative, a big shout out to Livesey Exchange, Black Poppy Rose, to all the councillors and MPs, Patrick Vernon, Althea Smith, all the people that have turned up today to celebrate. And you know, I want to remind everybody that it's more than a talking workshop. This is a call to action that we need to come together to find out how we can all work together intergenerationally to create seats at the table. Thank you.